Hello.
And welcome to Trench Talk.
Yeah.
We're back.
Again.
It's been a while.
Until
we recorded one.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've recorded one, yeah. I think
The
Nick and David Day was in November? No, it wasn't. It was October.
It was October.
It's been a month. It's been over a month since we last recorded anything.
To be fair, and if these still go up, they're not gonna. It's just gonna look like it's been a couple of days.
Yeah,
or a week.
because until we just said it just now.
Yeah, until we just said it was the 9th of December and we haven't recorded one since like the 28th of October.
People are none the wiser. Yes, so hopefully by the time that this goes out, I will have uploaded the other two. So this will be episode 4 of Trench Talk.
If it's not, then
something has gone terribly wrong.
Use your imagination.
Then again. If I get distracted, this might end up being the Christmas special. Hello and welcome to the Christmas special of Trench Talk.
Or Christmas, the Halloween
ho, ho,
special
ho.
of 2016.
Oh dear.
It's really good.
Fingers crossed I'll upload this.
I guess this is a special episode because we haven't got a special guest.
You'll have noticed that if you're listening to this, dear listeners, dear wonderful listeners, that it is just myself, Xander. I haven't introduced myself this episode. Hi, it's me, Xander.
And I'm James.
Yes. So yeah, no special guest. We're winging it.
Yeah, we killed them all. They've all dropped out.
But we've got to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. This is an archaeological podcast. So something that a lot of people's sort of ideas of archaeology, those who aren't in the field, a lot of people's ideas of archaeology, the popular culture kind of image of archaeology it's nothing like what it actually is. Well, that's the first thing I think we realise when we come to university is how many.
I realised probably long before because I studied at college.
I did as well. But
certainly, if someone asks you what you do, and it's I'm an archaeologist, so I'm studying it. And like, like Indiana Jones. No.
The thing is, I have had some people say that to me. Like everyone goes, oh yeah. When people ask us, they say, oh yeah, Indiana Jones. But I've actually had that happen.
An Indiana Jones experience.
Yeah, I was in. Teresa and I were in
1942.
In 1942, Teresa and I were sitting in somewhere in Romford, an eatery of some description, and she'd just gone off. I think she went to the toilet or something. And behind me, on the table behind me, there was a woman, her child, and I presume her mother, an older lady. And they were talking about basically the kid was asking all these questions about his but like the past, right? And his mum clearly didn't know anything. The grandmother was doing a decent job.
What kind of questions?
He was asking the typical small boy things about like the world wars. He was asking stuff about World War II. He asked about some medieval stuff. He asked why the Queen was German.
Why would a child of that age know that?
I don't know. I mean, I knew it at his age.
Well, I didn't know anything until you told me.
Really?
But then I don't follow the royal
You didn't know?
I don't follow that at all.
You're an archaeologist through and through, mate. Royals, not your thing. History.
I like soil.
You like soil. You like
some dirt. However old that woman is. It doesn't really interest me. It's not.
Anyway, yeah, the little 6-year-old boy asking these questions, and the grandmother sort of faltered at the, Mummy, Grandma, why is the Queen German? She sort of faltered at that one, and I can't remember whether she just sort of said I don't know. I just remember that she is, or whether she tried to explain it and got it wrong.
Because that's why. Jesus Christ.
Believe that. I hope I work. I work out how to do that. And I didn't exactly butt in, but I sort of said, "Oh, I'm a student. I'm an archaeology student. I study history as well. A little bit of bull plop there, but." And I just sort of explained everything the little boy was asking to him, and they said, "Oh, so you're an archaeologist?"
They seemed like bewildered.
A little bit, yeah. The kid seemed like he got it more than the mum, and the grandmother got it more than both of them. So, but they after I sort of finished talking about why the Queen was German, they said that it was either the woman or the grandmother said, so an archaeologist. I said, yeah, like Indiana Jones. And they honestly, I had to sort of, do the whole, well, no, we don't, that's not how we do it, and they sort of lost interest. By that time, they
should have just exaggerated it.
What? Like said, yeah, I just come back from Egypt, I punched a Nazi in the face. I took, oh dear. That's a nice little segue. Egypt. One of the things that a lot of people think about with archaeology is Egyptology as a sort of focus.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of jump to either Stonehenge or the pyramids. I found.
Do you find ancient Egypt interesting as an archaeologist?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I probably looked into archaeology.
Go on, talk about it.
Well, there's something probably one of the things from popular culture that got me interested was Stargate.
Right.
Dr. Daniel Jackson.
Right.
I don't know why, I just found his character absolutely fascinating.
What is he in the show?
Are you familiar with it?
I watched the film.
He's an archaeologist.
Many years ago.
He's one of those archaeologists that comes up with a crazy theory that the pyramids were landing sites for alien spaceships.
Okay, so it starts off.
It is completely out there. I actually like that idea. I think that would be, if this turns out to be true, this would be really cool.
The pyramids are.
Yeah, it's not true.
Well, we should probably in case someone who isn't a member of the archaeology department at Winchester University is listening to this.
But
yes. Would you care to explain to our listeners exactly what the pyramids are?
As far as I'm aware, they are really big burial tombs.
Yes, that is. As far as I'm aware.
I haven't actually studied the subject.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
general reading.
Further than watching some documentaries and stuff I learned when I was like in year 3, I don't really know much about the pyramids themselves. When we studied it briefly in prehistoric archaeology in the first semester, we went on to Egypt a little bit, sort of on the changeover between the module. Archaeology, prehistoric archaeology, and
was it one of those things that was like briefly mentioned in like a sentence?
No, they went through ancient Egypt in terms of pottery style, artistic, jewelry. I think they touched on tool type. They talked about the daggers, the meteorite daggers.
Oh yeah,
the Bronze Age iron from space. But yeah, so it was. But they didn't, as far as I'm aware, they mentioned that pyramids were a thing.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was. It might have been Tony.
They're just there.
It was either Tony or Nick, and they were talking. He sort of said yes, the pyramids, but moving on. I think they might have talked about the Valley of the Kings, the tombs, which
that rings a bell now.
I was always amazed as a child that this really shows that I was an archaeologist from a very young age. The tombs themselves, like in the Valley of the Kings, they interested me more, oddly, than the pyramids, and I think it was because they were under the ground. I felt I was a bit of a obnoxious prat as a child.
If you look at the pyramids, it's just this big pyramid, yellow pyramid in the middle of a desert. There's not really a lot around it apart from you go there now, there's rubbish.
There's also a city.
Yeah, but you don't see that in the pictures.
Yeah, in the pictures they take all the pictures from the edge of Cairo because Cairo now is almost touching the pyramids.
If you go to the
it's kind of like
there's nothing there. Really, it's completely out there.
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, well, there's I think there's a visitor centre.
It feels like you are in the middle of nowhere. Which is Valley of the Kings. All with the.
I think you actually have to take camel trains to get there.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know. My step grandparents may or may not have gone because they went to Egypt. My step granddad actually. I'm going to talk about this, and he's probably going to listen to this. I don't know whether he listened to the first one and whether he's going to listen to the other two. But hi Barry, I'm talking about you.
Is it Barry Scott?
No, bang. No, he's Barry.
Add him on Facebook.
He doesn't have Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I might not be able to use this now. Screw it, I'm going to use it.
Why can't you use this?
Well, because he'll go, oh, why are you talking about me on your podcast? Anyway, him and his good wife. Shush. him and his good wife, Barbara, Barry and Barbara, they go to B&B. They go around the world, right? Because they're old, they're retired, they got the money to do these things. And there was a period for about 10 years. This is before before they were my step grandparents and after. This is something that Neil, my stepdad, has told me about. There was a period of about 10 years where they'd leave somewhere,
right,
and then in the next few weeks, something horrible would happen.
What, from where they went?
Yes.
So
they went to. There was some horrible air balloon crash once, just in South Africa or something. I can't remember where it was. And they'd left there the week. They were due to take a balloon ride, but didn't take one that day or something crazy like that. And
that's just luck.
And they visited New Orleans about a week or two before Katrina.
Almost every single time.
Every single time for 10 years or so, almost every time they'd go somewhere and something horrible would happen after they left.
What? So they would leave UK and the recession hits.
No, it was the place they went, and so they went to Egypt, and then a few months later, the Arab Spring happened. We had the thing where the whole of
It's like when we went and saw Slayer.
Yeah.
The next night on the tube, there was that mysterious package turned out to be a bomb.
No, it was the night before, wasn't it?
The night after. And apparently, on the night after as well, on a Tuesday, someone jumped in front of a train and got killed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That could have been us.
When Theresa and I went to see The Prodigy, there was we were on the Jubilee line, and we were a few stops away from where we needed to be, and we pulled up at a place where we could change over to another line to get to where we needed to go.
Yeah.
And the train stopped and was sitting there for a few minutes, and then the voice over the machine said, we apologise for the delay. This is because the train has been stopped to be inspected, or no, it was either our train or the train in the station before or after us. And we just sort of looked at each other and just immediately got off the train.
That could have been for any reason, though.
There was a package. There'd been a mysterious package. Bloody horrible.
Probably just someone forgot their packed lunch.
It was that same night that mentally ill person attacked people with a machete as well on a different station.
What?
That was that night, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that night. That night, it was on a completely different station to us. No one knew where we would have been. But there was a mentally ill person. A lot of people. There was something that went around that he was a terrorist, but he was just mentally.
There's a lot of these kind of things. There was that homeless man or something was high off a slate or something else, and he ate someone's face. There's
bath salts.
Yeah.
I'm sure every podcast ever has mentioned that, because I know that the Yog Pod they mentioned that on the Yog Pod. They mentioned that on the Ricky Gervais show. We're just really late to it, because this happened in 2009 or 2010. 5 years later, Trench Talk mentions some guy in the south of America eating someone's face.
If this thing goes out in 10 years' time,
it will be ancient. It will be history.
This will be cyber archaeology.
Right, we're going drastically off topic. Where were we?
I was talking about Stargate.
Stargate, yes.
God,
how did we even get to people eating faces? We were talking about the pyramids.
We went off on a tangent.
Right, Stargate.
The whole theory is that they're alien landing sites.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of shuns them out, saying, "Oh, you're a twat. This is so out of there. This isn't true."
Hang on 1 second. Beep. I'm going to try and use that to beep out.
That's not going to happen. It's just going to be random pause, and everyone's going to be like, "What's going on?" So, beep. Anyway, yeah. So they all kind of shun him out, and then some woman from the government comes along. Well, I think he's from the government, and say, "You know what? You're actually right." It turns out they're just all aliens.
Right.
Spoilers. This came out God knows how many years ago. I've been watching this when I was a kid, so it must be at least 20 years old.
I think it was from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, so it must be 20 years old, as it's now 2015. I can do maths.
Carry on.
Yeah, but then, 4 is some, stereotypical, grey alien ET thing.
Isn't that bird people?
Probably.
I can't.
There was lots of odd things.
I know there was Nazis at one point.
But yeah,
space Nazis.
The all evil people that were they took Egypt mythology.
Okay.
That kind of sparked my interest in learning about Egyptian mythology.
The thing that got you into archaeology was Stargate.
Aliens. But then,
alien theory archaeology. From
it wasn't
Stargate
necessarily
is the thing.
the
that has got
aliens
you.
itself. It was the mythology that they were obviously using.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So
Egyptian mythology.
Okay. So it
I
was sort
found
of
that aspect interesting. So
and
I
then
think,
went into.
oh, okay. I'll look at that. What is that actually about?
Okay. See, my the thing that got me interested in archaeology.
I can't remember how we got here.
I'm not sure.
Well, no, I don't know.
The thing that got me into archaeology was, I think it's actually it's two things. When I was a child, obviously, I was child in the mid to late 90s, and there were two things. One which is obviously far older than one thing. Now, first of all, Asterix and Obelix, right? As a kid, I loved that comic.
That was very good.
My grandparents had my aunts and uncles when they were younger had all these, and so they were at my grandparents' house.
I think that's where my obsession to rocks came from.
the menhirs on.
He carries his massive boulder around with him.
It's probably a sarsen or something.
He does look like a giant flint axe. So.
Like a massive Acheulean style hand axe. But yeah, so Asterix and Obelix got me interested in the past, because I really liked the Romans. I thought that the Roman armour and everything looked really cool, but I also like, the Asterix and Obelix, they're the good guys. And that really piqued my interest in the past in general.
Well, I always rooted for the Romans and that.
A little bit. I think I definitely did as well, because I was
the Empire from Star Wars. That's just so ridiculously cool.
Thing is, I find myself torn when we look at things like Danebury and Maiden Castle. Well, not Danebury, sorry. Things like Maiden Castle and the Counts of Caesar, because on the one hand, although I probably, I'm squat and brown hair, brown eyed. I've got no, lineage to the Celts. I've got this sort of sense of, these islands of ours, these isles, these British Isles, and these foreign invaders and whatnot. But on the other hand, I love the idea of the Romans' order, industry, roads, and all that jazz.
So I'd be imagining when we went to Danebury. Was it Danebury we went to? No, we went to Maiden Castle
recently for the module run by Dr. Nick Thorpe, who has appeared on Trench Talk before, episode 2. Carry on.
Well, what was I talking about?
When
we went to Maiden Castle, I was like imagining almost they were playing like Elder Scrolls, like as the Romans are trying to siege it. I don't know why, it just popped into my head.
Elder Scrolls as the Romans? You mean Total War?
No, Elder Scrolls, like first person. Marching up there. Hitting someone over the head with a sword. Surely
it'd be a bit more like Mount and Blade. That's a thing. We should talk about the representation of the past in computer games. There was part of our module in the second year with Dr. Simon Roffey also appearing on a guest on Trench Talk. There was a part of a module on medievalism, right? Oh, yeah. As a means of and studying it within the terms of computer games, looking at architectural styles, like tools, things like Assassin's Creed, where it's in a historical place. And I think that should be. I think that would be a fantastic area of study for a general study, not just medievalism, but the past in its representation.
It certainly gets people into like history and stuff.
The thing is, it also, I think in some cases it can push people away, because there's always people who in forums, in online things, they will get vicious about. I mean, I personally have been a bit grumpy about certain aspects of accuracy of computer games. For example, the way that the Spartan hoplites look like in the original Rome Total War game, with the big sort of red dress thing.
Yeah, but they didn't really fit with the rest of the...
No. And I think that... But the thing is, I was always a bit like, it's a bit crap that it doesn't look right. But it's a good game, I'm enjoying it. It's close enough.
You can just avoid building them.
No.
Oh, okay.
But there are people who are very vicious about inaccuracies.
Yeah, you get people that get very passionate about it. But then you also get the select few that believe there is inaccuracy.
And the sort of people who will play...
for instance, if you're playing...
Rise, Son of Rome.
Well, I was going to say, if you're playing Assassin's Creed, obviously the events of that is based on historical stuff.
Well, in the sense of the background and some of the people.
But then you get the people that think, oh, the Apple of Eden, this thing actually exists.
The thing is,
no, it doesn't.
I'm less concerned about people who will start believing magic stuff. Someone who's gonna the sort of person who watches The Lord of the Rings and thinks it's a documentary.
That looks like my granddad.
I'm not too fussed about them. I'm fussed about the people who will they'll look at 300, for example, and think that Spartans
from that age
Spartans were completely hairless and wandered around wearing leather jock straps.
It's the American Hollywood version. But still, it's a very enjoyable film.
Yeah, I mean, and I look at it as a sort of it's a legend, it's a mythology that's being represented.
History could perhaps maybe have
this is how the Spartans would have seen it, 100 years later.
Every time they look in the mirror, this is what they see.
Rather than an accurate. The thing is, actually, that's quite an interesting point. How do you reckon ancient people would view the way they are depicted in various? For example, how do you think that the Persians? Because I know that modern Iranians are a bit shitty about
I think
the depiction of the Persians in the
early Persian. I don't think not too much. I think when you get to the stages of probably Xerxes more than Darius,
because he was a bit crazy.
I guess was it Cyrus?
Cyrus the Great was
he wasn't a crazy.
No, Cyrus the Great was the law-giving good man.
And then it went Cyrus, I think the second, didn't it? Darius and Xerxes, something like that.
Yes,
it was a Cyrus before Darius.
The second was.
I'm sure we'll get corrected on this.
Probably yes. Well, actually, I think you'll find. No, but yeah, you've got Darius the second is the king before Xerxes.
Certainly, probably with most kind of civilizations, if you have kind of your faction leader that is more of a Xerxes mind, they are going to care heavily what they're depicted as.
So you would say that Xerxes himself...
If Xerxes puffed up in a puff of smoke right here,
and we got
the Wikipedia page up of him, he would go absolutely nuts.
His Wikipedia page? Why is Wikipedia... What?
Because it would have what we show him as. So he was
no, Xerxes' Wikipedia page has got a Persian depiction of him.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, I know, I saw that being carved.
Yeah, but all the information of him, you might disagree with it.
Well, possibly.
When it says, I saw of his house as a god, he would say, no, I am a god. And then you would smite us down.
Well, we've tried to.
A chair, probably. It's just the only weapon I can see in this room.
Do you reckon you could take Xerxes in a fight? King of Kings?
Well, I don't know. It depends.
How tall are you?
Probably about 6 foot.
He's probably a bit shorter than you. He's got a big beard. He's got long curly hair.
He probably would have been trained to fight and everything, wouldn't he?
Yeah, from a young age.
Yeah.
But no weapons. He's just here. He's just wearing his dress.
Tell you what I could do.
What?
If I get my phone, I could play some magical tune from it.
What?
Go like magical powers, and you think I'm a wizard, and then you think I'm the god, and then I'll kick him out the window.
These anti-suicide windows.
No, I'd open it and say, look, I can do this as well. Can you do this? And you go, no. And I'll say, look, put your hand through it. And you're like, oh, this is wonderful. And I go, oh, try putting your head through it. Oh, good. Oh, this is wonderful. It's like fresh air. And then I'll grab his legs and I'll just chuck him out.
I think they had windows in the Persian Empire.
Lifty-uppy ones?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
But you would be amazed by the clearness of the glassware.
He's a bit scummy. This glass is a bit grimy.
It's just more...
But yeah, it's probably clearer because, it was a thicker glass that they were using. These are thin sheets. It's like in Minecraft, they had glass blocks, we have glass plates.
Well, if he puffed up here and puff of smoke, I reckon he'd be quite interested about where he is and kind of what's gone on.
For one thing,
if we told him to look out the window, I'll just point to my eyes and point out the window and he'll go, ooh. And then I'll go and I'll push him out.
Why are you killing? Why are you killing this man who's just appeared out of nowhere?
Because I don't want him to raise an army of a legend 1 million and then kill everyone.
How is he going to do that in the modern world? What, he's going to just turn up to Iran, go out, clear off Ahmadinejad, or whatever his name is. He's going to claim himself as of this Islamic country. He's going to claim the Zoroastrian ruler of this.
There's probably cults still of Zoroastrian.
Zoroastrianism is still a world religion. It is, I think, most.
It's nowhere near as big as it.
No, not at all. No. There's small amounts of them in Iran.
To be honest, I think if anyone does follow that religion, and he does pop up and go, "Oh, I'm here, I'm your saviour," they would just kill him. I think they would burn him.
I think that in Zoroastrianism there is a sort of a Jesus-like second coming figure.
But it wouldn't be Xerxes, the man
it wouldn't be Xerxes.
Destroyed the Persian Empire.
But there's like a mythology that there's going to be a man that comes along and saves the Zoroastrian people from slavery, which is illegal in Zoroastrianism beliefs. So the thing is, but they don't. I don't think the Persians had slaves, but they had serfs.
They don't call them slaves, but they were.
Yeah.
If you're carrying a man on some big thing around.
Yeah, you're a bit slavey.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was just with 300. I don't think.
No, well, I don't know. But that's what I meant. I didn't mean how we see him in terms of the history.
How he sees himself.
I was wondering how would he react to seeing his depiction in the film 300 as this 7 foot tall, hairless guy.
I reckon his first point would be, "Where's my hair gone?"
Yes, definitely, because he was big. I'll try and put a picture of Darius up whilst we're talking about all this.
His head flashes up and you've got to pause it. We can find a massive...
hang on, I apologise to the recording, but I am quickly going to Google...
If we find him grinning as well, it just pop up. I think that would give everyone a bit of a fright.
What, that he's
it would certainly wake people up if they're probably falling asleep right now.
What, the rattling sound of me Googling?
They're slowly dozing up, and as they're kind of like flickering their eyes a little bit and going...
I don't think many people are going to listen all the way through this one.
Probably not, to be honest.
I'm expecting...
If they do, they're mad.
The beginning of this, I think people are going to tune and they're going to stop watching. There's going to be like 4 people still listening to this, and they're going to be my mum.
My mum won't listen.
Your mum insisted that you get a job.
Yeah, my mum looked at this thing and was like, "You need a job."
And you know what you can do, Mrs. Bannister? You know what you can do?
Oh,
you
God.
can piss off. I'm cutting that.
Yeah, I would. She might castrate you.
Right. Should I cut it? I might not cut it. We'll see.
Oh, I don't know. Do you know how to?
Yes.
Okay. Let's cut that segment out completely.
What, the bit where I was talking about your mum?
Yeah, cut that bit out.
Yeah, okay.
And now bring it back in. Now. Have you found that picture?
Here's the depiction of Xerxes the First on. It's from his tomb. There we go.
See, I reckon he would be alright with that. But if he saw the 300 version of it, or if he saw the records after his death, for instance, the Greek play they did, and they showed him, he went back and he cried, and then his mum came down as a ghost or something.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah. The thing is, he may well have been told about this play.
He was dead by then, wasn't he?
No, the play was done not long. Oh, okay. I think. I'm not sure.
He might have heard about it, and then he might have sold some more.
I know. Look, dude, I can tell a hoplong from a not a hoplong. Hoplong. I can tell a hoplong from a hopalong, and I can tell a sarissa from another type of spear. But I can't. I can't remember when various Greek plays were.
No, but yeah, I remember doing it. Classical Civilization.
He'd look at this.
I reckon he'd be happy.
Yeah, because that's probably what he looked like within the art style. Yeah. But looking at the way he's depicted in 300, I'm probably going to get a picture of that up.
Why am I bold?
Yeah, you go, why am I bold? Why have I got all this shit in my face?
What's all this bling on my face? I'm no chav. There he is.
Good God.
Yeah, why am I doing the starfish?
Starfish?
Yeah,
right there.
That picture.
Oh right, okay. I'll put this one up.
Yeah, you're probably thinking, what? Who is that?
Why have I not got any clothes on?
Father, is that you?
What? No, because his father probably looked just like he did. I'm not saying all Persians look the same. Please don't bomb us.
Well, I think I look most like my uncle. I don't think I look like my dad at all.
I'm not sure how much I look like my parents on either side.
Height-wise, I can tell you.
My mum is going to listen to this. I'm not cutting this bit.
No. It's not like
the power I have as an editor. I can cut when I say nasty things about your mum.
I didn't say anything nasty. I just commented on the fact
that she's a midget.
She is
She's legally a dwarf, ladies and gentlemen. My mother is 4'10" legally in the United Kingdom.
She can fit in any IKEA door.
Oh my
god. But yeah, look at them.
What a man.
I'm not.
What a man.
I want to know their reasoning behind that. Why they made him.
Hollywood feminizes bad guys.
Especially when they're British.
Don't they effeminate British bad guys? I think they just overly posh them.
They overly do it and they put a white cat in there. Usually. Which I quite like.
You like white cats?
If I was an evil guy, I'd have a big white cat. I was about to say something else.
This is going to need so much editing.
I think we should put it up raw. Make us like a sub
channel.
Not a sub channel, but like a sub. So put the lecturer ones on a.
So the lecturer ones are just
as the actual Trench Talk, and this is like a side series.
Trench Talk.
Rambles of Trench Talk.
Trench Talk Unsupervised.
Yes. Seems there's no site supervisor here.
Yeah, okay, right. So welcome to episode 1 of Trench Talk Unsupervised.
You are currently, I don't know how far we're into this episode.
About 20 minutes, I should think.
20. 31 minutes and 35 seconds.
Wow.
But that's probably going to be cut, maybe. I don't know.
It'll probably end up being about 25 minutes. Hello again. Yeah, we took a break because I had to run off and quickly take care of some business.
We're picking this back up in 2028.
So yeah, if there's a weird change in pace here, sorry, it was unavoidable. But yeah, I think this will be a series that we run alongside the main Trench Talk series. And I like the concept because
Trench Talk Unsupervised.
Yeah, because it's basically. Like I said when Simon asked, what is the point of this? The point of this is that the main, it's Oping sitting in a trench doing your work and having a chat. So this is more of a rambly kind of style, I guess, because
it's what you would expect on a site full of students.
Yeah, random
side by side, it just comes out.
But we are going to try and keep it.
Stuff. Yeah, we've tried our very best
to keep it relatively on topic, and we'll try and we
have talked about archaeology.
Yeah, and so there'll be. So I think this series is going to end up being overarchingly archaeological, but also different. I've just noticed that the. You see that?
Have we recorded what?
That might mean that we can only go up to. Oh no, that's minutes and that's hours. Okay, don't worry. I got panicked. I thought that we. So we've got enough space to record 48 hours worth of.
If we are still here in 47 and a half hours time, I might jump out the window.
I'm hoping that we'll end up having enough footage. Well, not footage, audio recording. I'm hoping that eventually we'll fill this up, and I will need a new thing. Are you staring at someone?
I think is that. What's his face? I'm just people watching out the window.
I'm gonna cut this so hard.
No, this is brilliant. You can try and spot the archaeologists. See that guy in a suit coming down this way? He's not an archaeologist.
No, he's not an archaeologist.
You see that Chevrolet Bolden one?
Yeah.
He's not an archaeologist.
We're cutting this.
There aren't many.
Okay, so
we're a dying breed. We are.
3, 2, 1. Mark. So.
Oh.
You know what? I might end up just barely editing this, and it is going to be this raw.
It's just random.
No one's going to listen to this. I'm kind of happy about that because this is more just for fun.
This is just us being us.
People are going to go
minus a lot of stuff.
The 10 people who subscribe to us are going to go, oh, Trench Talk's uploaded a new video. Oh, I watched. Oh, it's unsupervised.
We're going to get one of the lectures. They're going to sit down. Oh, it's another one. Oh, I wonder if this is my one. Start watching and be like, oh, Okay, no special guests. Right, I'm going to give it a try. Nah. What is this?
That's going to be everyone's response to Trench Talk Unsupervised.
Simon will start drinking. It might turn into a drinking game. That'd be fantastic.
I don't think the lecturers play drinking games.
I reckon Simon and Phil do.
I reckon they might have done when they were younger.
I reckon they'll probably still do it.
I don't think Simon would play drinking games. Phil, I can see Phil playing drinking games. And I can see Niall playing drinking games.
Niall blatantly does.
I imagine that he sneaks off in Barbados and just goes to like some club or something, and like, you know the scene from Indiana Jones in the bar, where the woman and she's out drinking the local Tibetans or something.
Oh yeah.
I imagine that's Niall with like a load of Barbadosians.
But he's secretly drinking water.
Have you got this image of Niall as this trickster, this tricky trickster who's
he's a Jedi.
He's a Jedi. If any of the lecturers are Jedi, I would say that Simon would be a Jedi.
Yeah, he's a Buddhist.
But he's this calm, collected, trying to find a way to sort things.
That guy, he's not an archaeologist.
Can you not do this? I'm going to have to edit out every time you do this.
I think you just saw me point at him, actually. Right, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I reckon Simon could be a Jedi.
Simon could be a Jedi. He's got this sort of calm, kind of, soothing, but when roused, he can be a whirlwind of death.
Waves his hand in the pub and it's like rounds everyone.
Who else?
You will give me your L.
I could see Tony King as being a Jedi. He's got this sort of wiseness to him, this sort of like, that he knows the ways of the world.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nick's a Sith.
Nick is the Emperor.
I hope he doesn't listen to this one.
I don't know.
It's not as bad as in the pilot, which is never seeing the light of day, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John and Lawrence.
That's never going to see the light of day.
That was a mess. That was worse than this.
Yes, right, you're sitting here, listener. You might not be. It's over half an hour in. You're sitting here listening.
You might be preparing the rope by now.
This is better by miles.
This is relaxed and this is nice tone to it. The pilot episode was chaos.
It was awful.
It was a 3-hour-long audio of us talking about tea. When I say us, I mean John.
Yes. John went on for bloody ages about the correct way to make tea, and it's the wrong tea, because Yorkshire tea is mank.
PG Tips.
PG Tips is good tea.
It's got a monkey in the end.
It's
actually the tea that I usually bring on site, PG Tips. Or my special spice tea, but no one's allowed to know what's
Callum bought some PG Tips for the house, and I was so happy because it meant I could have tea that I enjoyed the taste of.
It's got a monkey in the advert.
It's got a monkey in it.
Yeah, and an eagle.
An eagle.
And yeah, he's there and he's setting his tree and he goes, "Eagle!" and the eagle swoops in and takes him off.
That dates this episode.
that came out quite a few years ago.
Right, okay. I might need to edit out this thing about tea because John's going to listen to this and he's going to refuse to let me use any of his kitchen equipment.
So that's you shouldn't mention the fact that you dribble on his cutlery when he's not looking. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have mentioned that.
The fact that I after going to the toilet, I always, after wiping, I go into his room and use his pillow to just get that softness.
He uses spoons as a trowel in the garden and put it back.
I actually use his toothbrush to wash my pernus.
Your pernus.
I think that's the least offensive way I can say. Our family members listen to this.
We've gone from talking about Indiana Jones to tea.
Oh dear! Someone just poked his head through the door.
Do you reckon?
We're not going to get kicked out. Sorry, carry on.
Archaeology of tea.
That is definitely a thing. Because you'll have agricultural practices.
Yeah. I wonder how far it dates back. So I
think the cultivation of tea starts in India, and I think it's in the Iron Age.
It's a very kind of Chinese Indie Indie.
In India.
An Indie Chinese. It's
That's probably racist.
I don't know. It's that.
It's a Chinese.
Yeah. It's China, India, that definitely region of the world. I don't know.
Well, yes, well done. Tea is from the east. Well,
Yes,
bloody done.
That's what I was
But I think it's got its origins in India, but the Chinese take it into it.
What?
The thing is, China and Japan have got ritualistic preparation of food, more so in Japan, I think. Which that's always confused me. Like, I can understand ritual practice for various things, but I don't understand ritual practice in terms of food production, because you've got to make it in a certain way for it to be considered,
Darrington Walls.
Huh? But that's ritualistic consumption, not ritualistic preparation.
They're preparing because they're feeding the pigs honey to sweeten the meat.
That's not ritualistic.
That's like long-term, preparation.
That's not ritualistic though. That's just
because you're feeding them honey to sweeten the meat, and then you kill them so you have nice sweet meat.
Yeah, but you're not doing
the whole ritualistic purpose.
You're not getting sweeter meat for ritualistic purposes. You're getting it because you don't.
How do you know?
We don't cook roast potatoes and goose fat at Christmas time for ritualistic reasons. We do it because it makes them taste better. But the ritualistic preparation of things like tea and sushi in Japan has got ritual connotations, rather than simply we're doing it in this way so it tastes nice. We're doing it this way because that's the way you do it. Because you can make a cup of tea by teabagging.
How do you make a cup of tea first?
Well, I get my mug. I put my TPG Tips bag in.
Yeah. The triangle ones.
The triangle ones or the non-triangle ones. I don't really.
Bomb going off.
I don't really care.
Triangle ones. The triangle ones are good because they spin around.
They
in the cup.
never spin.
Oh, you need a bigger size mug.
You need a big see-through TV one.
And it's all about how you pour the water in as well.
Anyway, put the bag in. Put my 2 spoonfuls of sugar if I'm using normal sugar.
But then the sugar gets mixed up in a tea bag.
Yes. And now my reason for this is you get the sweet taste still. You have the same level of sweetness, but there's less actual sugar mixed in.
I don't think that's how it works.
No.
Don't.
The sweet flavour gets released from the sugar, but the actual the bad stuff in the sugar will get kept.
Has this been scientifically proven?
No, but I believe it because it makes me feel better about myself. Boiling water. Let it stew for a little bit, squeeze it, take it out, put the milk in, mix it around, done, cup of tea. But in Japan, there's hour-long rituals of how, especially boiling the water, especially arranging the leaves, yada, yada, yada.
I could understand that.
I maybe in a later episode, I'll actually look it up and we can discuss the ritualistic behaviour of tea making.
I know we talked about doing an alternative history one.
I would love to do that. We're not going to do that today because I want to wrap this up at around either in 2 minutes or in 15.
No, let's go 15. 2 minutes is too short.
To wrap it up.
Yeah.
But so I think actually for the next episode of Trench Talk unsupervised or possibly even supervised, not sure. We will
need to put plus 18 on this one on the unsupervised.
On unsupervised, I might put an age restriction.
I would say
no, but actually that means that you won't be able to watch it because you don't have a YouTube account.
Just put
parental guidance,
content warning or something.
I'll put in the description.
Not to be taken seriously.
Yes, I think that is a very good point. I'll put in the description. I'll put I'll put something on. No, I won't. I've been thinking about this, but I'm not going to say it on live on air because I won't be able to read it.
What are you going to say?
No, I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh right, okay.
Anyway,
is it bad?
No, it's not bad.
You sure? Why can't you tell me?
Because I'm going to put it in the description.
But that means I've got to read it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you once we finish recording.
That means I've got to watch Trench Talk. I don't want to do that. I don't think anyone does, apart from your mum.
There's someone undressing in the. Shit! No, there is actually someone. No, don't look. There's a woman.
I don't. Oh, God. Why do you keep looking?
I can't help it.
It's a good job it's not.
I think that's the changing rooms for drama studios.
Why are the windows open then?
They're not open. I just saw a woman take off her shirt.
$9,000 a year.
Oh God.
So Indiana Jones.
I really hope she doesn't look over here. I mean, it is cloudy glass, so I didn't see anything.
I was looking at the guy below. I didn't actually see.
Oh God! I just looked over. I think it's a bathroom. Because I can see like a soap dispenser. So a girl just took her top off. She was wearing a bra. A girl just took her top off. What the hell?
So alternative history.
Yes, getting back onto that after the horrible distraction. I would love to do that.
So it's like, I don't know, if the Romans stayed in Britain longer, and they didn't, the Roman Empire didn't fail,
that kind of thing.
Stuff like that.
I think we should both pick.
We would have to make sure that the information we were given
was somewhat correct.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent. Obviously, we have to make sure that
we're using evidence in terms of we think this would happen because of this.
Yeah, we have to make sure it's very clear to anyone listening to this that this isn't what happened. This is just us.
An alternative history.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good idea, and we're definitely going to do that. What would you like to do it where one of us picks one topic and one of us picks another, or we pick the same topic and see and like where we both go with it? Like say, like we'll just do a very quick one. What if?
Good job. What if?
What if Caesar wasn't assassinated? Just a very quick, like, do you want to do it where you have that and I have something else, or we both do that?
I would say we both do it and we both see where each one of us would take.
Right. So just a very quick, what do you think would have happened? Very, in the very.
I reckon the empire would have kept expanding.
Right.
Expanding.
Right.
And then
so you think he would have kept on He would have kept on
campaigning, and then
for the next 20 years of his life, because he was 55 when he died.
Yeah, and then
do you think he would
do it as much as possible? Successfully, what?
So he would have spent his entire. You think he would have spent the entire
majority of it, and then I reckon that someone else, because obviously he was Mr. Important. Someone else would have then thought, okay, well he's all the way over in, I don't know. Let's say he was trying to campaign up towards Denmark.
Right.
Let's say they got that far in this alternative history.
Yeah, Caesar. Yeah. Caesar hasn't died, so Caesar invades Germany.
He goes up through there, and someone else back at Rome HQ is like, oh, I want to taste.
So Rome.
I want a taste of the pie, and he just civil war.
So
I reckon civil war would have happened regardless.
So there would have been another. You think there would have definitely been another civil war like with Octavian and
apart from I reckon
Antony.
It would be those loyal to Caesar and those loyal to whoever wants. It would almost be like a Game of Thrones thing.
So basically, it would have just been another repeat because he had So it would. So you're saying that the same things that happened to Octavian would have happened. Only you for some reason are imagining that he's like some super RoboCop that would just take over the whole world. Which I
think he would have just kept campaigning. So obviously that's what he was.
Oh well, I think that you're right, but I think that in your mind you've gone a bit overboard with the campaign.
Yeah,
basically, I think that what would happen would be. I think that everything that happened with Octavian would have happened just with Caesar, and he would have been groomed as the heir. And it basically, they wouldn't. I think that Caesar would eventually have created this idea of. They wouldn't have been a creation of the idea of emperor, because Caesar would have been able to properly organise this dictator for life thing as being a position rather than being emperor, which was something that sort of got created after Octavian. So I think it would have either been Octavian who would have succeeded Caesar, and it would have been basically history would have just sort of continued without the gap. It would have gone straight from Caesar to Octavian without this sort of weird second civil war period. I think civil wars may have happened, but I think people were sick of civil wars. And I think things were stable enough that without his assassination, say that the assassination attempt happened, but it was foiled. These people went for him, but Caesar had some guards with him or whatever that killed these guys. They wouldn't have. I don't think.
Why didn't he have guards? Because he thought he was safe.
Yes, because all the people that killed him were his best friends. It would be like. It'd be like you've just walked into the pub with your mates and then they stab you.
I reckon if I was plodding home,
it's basically what it was. It's as if David Cameron has walked into 10 Downing Street and then all the Conservative members of Parliament have just shot him.
And we all go,
yay! David Cameron's dead! But yeah.
We got the foghorns going on.
Something you like about Hitler, he did kill Hitler.
I took a while to think. I was so confused for a second.
If everything Hitler did was bad, Hitler killed Hitler, so...
You can only go up from here. I still reckon Civil War would have happened, because someone would have a different view of how to run.
I think it wouldn't have happened within Caesar's lifetime. I think there would have been a civil war with the ascension of Octavian to the position of dictator for life. Even, had that been Caesar's plan? I don't know. Caesar may well... The thing is, it may well have gone the same way as... I'm trying to remember... No. I'm trying to remember that there was a bloke who...
Xerxes Augustus.
Shut up. There was a bloke who did it about 50 years beforehand. I can't remember. Was it Sulla? Might have been Sulla. Yeah, Drusus Sulla. Maybe that might have been his name. Basically, he took power for 10 years and killed a load of people. So I'm wondering whether Caesar doing this might well have just been another rung in a group of people taking power momentarily, then plunging everything into chaos, or whether Caesar had this grand plan of an imperial lineage, which apparently Octavian had. Supposedly Octavian came up with this great plan of, democracy's not working, this is too big, this is too corrupt, we need a dictatorship, but we need it to be, unfallible. So he created this idea of an imperial, of an emperor.
Well, I guess to a certain extent, probably egos come into it. Where if you see your predecessor and you think, he tried it, mucked it up, I'm gonna have a shot at it.
I'm gonna do it better.
And I'm gonna be the man.
There's a possibility that Octavian was a much smarter man than Caesar was. In fact, Caesar was a great statesman, but I don't know whether he had the...
Didn't the people love
Caesar?
Augustus thingy more?
The thing is...
That was my impression.
The thing is, Octavian and Octavian Augustus, to say who was liked more, I don't think it's... I think to try and understand like that, you're not really looking at the evidence in the right way, because you're looking at Caesar's evidence is from Caesar and from just after Caesar. Whereas Octavian's evidence is from quite some time after him. So there's been a time to form an imperial cult.
Then there's problems with biased writers.
And this is why archaeology is so much better. Because whilst historians are wondering, Augustus, was he smarter than Caesar? We archaeologists...
We're thinking, was this a tree hole?
We focus on Joas Blogius and his pig farm.
Oh yeah, I doubt he'll ever watch this.
What? Who?
I don't know who you're on about. I thought you were on about something completely different.
No,
never mind. Moving swiftly on
to the end of this episode of the podcast, because we've been going on for almost an hour. I'm probably going to cut this down to about 40 minutes.
There is a big gap we need to cut. You must cut.
I'm going to cut it. We'll sit down and edit it together.
Our prices are cutting.
So
now be sold for 1p.
So thank you very much for listening. We didn't really go anywhere with this.
This is a tester.
Yeah. If you hate this, do tell us. If you like this, do tell us.
We're very sorry.
Yes.
Everything you said.
We appreciate feedback. It's been very lovely to hear on the first episode, because we haven't uploaded the second two. It's been very lovely to hear on the first episode that that the overall feeling is that you like this. Some people said
even if you are just saying that.
Yeah, I'd like feedback. I'd like people to say what they want to hear. I want people to say
topics we can talk about.
Yes, I would like people to either comment on Facebook or
ask us stuff to ask the lecturers.
Yeah, exactly.
But serious questions.
and less serious.
Yes,
you know.
you did ask Simon what his favourite type of pie was.
I asked everyone what his favourite type of pie was.
Oh, you did ask Nick as well, and you asked David.
Yes, it's going to be a permanent feature.
Oh.
I've stolen that from the Oxcast. So yes, so send in your questions for us and for the lecturers. The schedule, because this is going to get uploaded before we interview anyone else, I should think. I'm going to try and get it up before Christmas. The schedule of lecturers is going to be, the next 3 people will all be in January, February, and I'm hoping
we might do another
unsupervised in between. But the schedule we're going to have, Keith is going to be on, Katie hopefully, and Kate.
You could say, all right, we're gonna have Barry on, we're gonna have Scott on.
No,
we don't know who any of these people are.
Dr. Keith Wilkinson at the University of Winchester, Dr. Katie Tucker, head of ARCA. Yes, he's the president.
Very important.
President of ARCA.
President
and
Keith.
President Keith.
All rise.
Jesus Christ. Dr. Katie Tucker of the University of Winchester. I think she works with ARCA as well.
I don't know, but she does something about it.
Dr. Kate. I don't know your surname.
I can't remember her surname.
Is it Winslet?
I don't know.
Oh, the American lecturer. I'm so sorry, Kate. I can't remember your surname.
But to be fair, how many of the lecturers and members of staff do you think know our names and surnames? I doubt most of them do. I think go through the entire register.
They'll remember mine because mine's easy.
Yeah.
And they might remember yours because yours is special.
To be honest, you are like Mr. Loudmouth. So, as our viewers can probably tell.
Still on schedule.
Oh yeah, who else have we got?
So yeah, Katie Tucker, Katie Winslet or Winslow.
It's not Katie. I thought it was Kate.
Kate Winslet. Kate.
Is it Wins? Are we going?
We're going with Winslet.
Right. Okay.
If
it's not, we're going to have to find a Kate. We have to
find a Kate Winslet.
If you know anyone, then you know.
We're also hoping to have Natalie.
Was it
Natalie Barrett.
There we go.
There we go.
God, we're bad at this.
Don't worry, I can cut it so it sounds like I've said it straight away. Natalie Barrett is hopefully going to come on, but she is extraordinarily busy, as everyone knows. Tony King, we're hoping to speak to the eminent Professor Tony King.
Have we asked him?
I have.
What did he say?
In the new year.
Oh, okay. Niall Finneran, is it?
I think we've got no chance of Niall.
Oh no, I think
I want Niall to come on, and I want Phil to come on.
If our viewers demand it, I'm sure we can.
Well, I'll create a petition that people can sign.
If we do it in the evening after work hours, we could have a drink, and then that might entice them a lot.
Possibly.
And we just offer them water.
The PhD students, Kate, Alexi. I can't remember your surname, Alexi. I'm very sorry. And Thomas Hayes, they should be on.
Is he a thing?
They will be on hopefully as a double episode.
God forbid if he sees it.
And
get
in touch with us. You graduates and you professional archaeologists, get in touch with us because we want you to come on the show. Because we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
This is why I think we've done this, because we haven't done one for a while.
Yes, we want to have a more regular upload schedule.
If you're watching this from another university,
please get in contact with us, and we'll try
share it around.
Yes,
we
want to talk to you as well. I'm going to try and I'm going to send an email to if John and the various members of ArcSoc don't organise John Lord or Will Lord, whichever one it is, on their own, I'm going to try and do it. Yeah. I'm going to basically say, look, if you don't want to do it, I'll volunteer to try and organise him, because if you can't be bothered or don't have the time, I'll do it. I've got the free time to send a goddamn email.
Stuff like that would be really cool.
Yeah, because I'd like that for him to to come and do something for ArcSoc, but I also want to try and poach him and get him to come on here. Because I think it'd be very interesting. Because
I could imagine that he would.
He might do. I would also.
Who was when we went to Cotswold archaeology? The really cool guy. I can't remember. He's on my dissertation.
Was it Cyril, Cecil?
I don't know.
Steve's. Chris.
I can't remember his surname. I don't know, but he's on my dissertation
so we're going to talk to...
he would be amazing to come on.
I really want to talk to him.
And the other guy we met at the farm. We went on to... Matt.
Yes. So yes, we're going to try and talk to Cotswold Archaeology, see if we can get them to take part. I think that Phil from Time Team, I would love to talk to you, Phil Harding.
If he ever watches, listens.
He's never going to listen to this, but I'd like him to, and I'd like to talk to him.
If we tag him in this, and you might Google his own name, what's the old Trench Talk? Right, okay. What have I said on site?
That's the episode title. Phil, talk to us,
please. We are big fans.
Right. So I think now is a good time to wrap it up.
No one else you want to mention. You don't want to correct anyone's surnames.
Endless people. So thank you for listening. Eventually we'll get round to having...
Who would be good?
What?
Having people from different aspects of archaeology. So you could have like a curator from a museum.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I want to do. We're going through the academic route at the moment, and we're going to touch on commercial with Hayes. Oh, Steph's going to be on.
We talked to her less than an hour ago.
Yeah, Steph's going to be on here, possibly with Ryan Wolfe. All the archaeology people of Winchester are going to know who these people are, but if you're not from Winchester, you don't know who these are. But you'll know when they come on.
Not personally,
but
But maybe you do.
Maybe you do. But yeah, so we're going to have a few commercial people on. We're going to try and talk to the people from Cotswold to try and get them on here. And then obviously, I think that curators are a good idea. We can try and see if Phil can get us in touch with the person who did that module.
But we have to get Phil on first, I think.
Yeah, we can't just go here. Give us names.
Mr. Carl Pilkington, lookalike, not lookalike,
not lookalike, actor-like. Yeah, the Carl Pilkington of archaeology.
We'll have to heavily.
We need to mention that in the episode so we can call it that.
Well, but he acts like
Carl Pilkington of archaeology. Anyway, I keep on trying to wrap it up and we keep on getting distracted. So thank you for listening. Bye.
I keep wanting to suggest other things.
Shut up.
Just
say
try
goodbye.
And lure this out.
Say goodbye.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
So it's goodbye from him.
From him as well. We're sorry we put you through.
I'm trying to do the two Ronnies thing.
I don't know.
So thank you for listening, and it's goodbye from him.
And goodbye from him.
Thank you.
That was good.